New at 4, as college campus protests and attempts to quell them spread from New York to Los Angeles and many states in between, President Joe Biden finds himself caught in a series of political and diplomatic crosscurrents without an easy solution.
And Julia Benbrook takes a closer look at the challenges for his administration as the president spoke directly about the protest from the White House today.
President Joe Biden is addressing the pro-Palestinian protests taking place on college campuses.
It needs to be done without violence, without destruction, without hate.
While speaking at the White House, the president said the National Guard would not be deployed, but said that the images coming in from across the country have, quote, put to the test two fundamental American principles.
First is the right to free speech and for people to peacefully assemble and make their voices heard. The second is the rule of law. Both must be upheld.
Up until now, Biden has largely avoided speaking about the protests.
There should be no place on any campus, no place in America for anti-Semitism or threats of violence against Jewish students. There is no place for hate speech or violence of any kind, whether it's anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, or discrimination against Arab Americans or Palestinian Americans.
While Biden navigates protest at home, he's also navigating a highly sensitive moment in the Gaza war, as Israel and Hamas pursue a fresh proposal to secure the release of hostages held by Hamas and pause the fighting. An outcome some advisors hope could lower the temperature at home, ahead of the contentious 2024 presidential election. A recent CNN poll shows that 71% disapprove of Biden's handling of the war in Gaza, including an 81% disapproval mark from voters younger than 35 and a majority disapproval among Democrats. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
And President Biden saying today the protests have not forced him to reconsider his policies as his administration presses for a ceasefire deal to pause the fighting, surge aid to relieve Gaza's humanitarian crisis, and bring Hamas-held hostages home.
And as former President Trump has sought to blame President Biden for the campus unrest, the president said this is not a moment for politics.